Hello, everyone. Welcome. I think you can hear me now. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for being here with us. I am Margarita Gomez, and I'm part of the Connect Americas team. And today I will be
Man, this is
moderating
really painful.
this live webinar. Thank you. We can hear you, Mr. Singh. Thank you. Um, Today I will moderate this webinar live, which is part of many that we've been having throughout the week. These lives are part of the Business Connection Brazil training program, Food and Beverage, not only for businessmen and women participating in the event, but also for all the public interested in learning more about the international export trade topic. Business Connection Brazil event, Food and Beverage, represents a new concept of business event in Brazil. This event is 100% virtual business matchmaking activity that will bring together food and beverage suppliers from Brazil with buyers from all over the world through one-on-one business-to-business meetings. This first edition of BCB Food and Beverage is part of a historic partnership to promote international trade as a way to support the recovery of the Brazilian economy. The initiative is sponsored by the Inter-American Development Bank, and I'm going to share with you this screen. The initiative is sponsored by the Inter-American Development Bank and has been jointly organized with the Brazilian Trade and Investment Promotion Agency, the National Confederation of Industry, the Brazilian Micro and Small Business Support Service, the National Plan of Export Culture, the Ministry of Economic, Ministry of Agriculture, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. BCB Food and Beverage is an advancement of ConnectAmericas.com, the free business platform created by the IDB to support the SMEs of Latin America and the Caribbean. Today, Connect America helps over 300,000 companies in the region to do more and better international business. BCB is the first Connect Americas event in Brazil. However, Connect Americas has been conducting several business meetings in LAC countries for more than 11 years, such as the well-known LAC Flavors and Outsource to LAC. In today's webinar, we are going to get an overview of the food and beverage market in India from one of the most trusted import houses engaged in sourcing the world's finest liquors, wines, and olive oil. In this webinar, you will also have the chance to learn how to establish sound trading relationships with partners from abroad and find out how to handle the challenges you might face. This live webinar will be presented by Mr. Rajbir Singh, Managing Director of ASCA Beverage India. I want to remind everyone that at the end of this webinar, we will have 15 minutes available to answer questions, so feel free to ask in the chat located on the right side of your screen. Now it is with great pleasure that I give the floor to Mr. Singh. Thank you so much.
Good morning, distinguished guests and delegates from Brazil, friends from the industry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm honored to be addressing you in this forum, and it has been extremely encouraging to see the discussion on the growth and potential of relationship between India and Brazil. I know that strong efforts have been made to expand the India-Brazil bilateral dialogue and cooperation comprehensively, to take it to the strategic partnership level in the commercial, political, diplomatic, and cultural realms. Both sides also sought to breathe new life into our bilateral economic relationship, specifically in the food, beverages, food processing, and agribusiness. India has a preferential trade agreement with the Mercosur bloc of countries, which is limited to just 450 products, even though the two sides have raised their ambitions to provide preferential access to about 3,000 items. The possibility of a bilateral preferential trade agreement between India and Brazil should certainly be studied and explored. Just want to give you a little brief about our company, Oscar Beverages Private Limited. We are importing wines, liquor, olive oils across Europe, and we've been doing it for the last 22 years. Our association with the Embassy of Brazil led us to new chapters, territories for our business. You can never cross the ocean unless you have the courage to lose sight of the shore. Cachaça was the drink to explore from Brazil, not only popular in Brazil, but most of South America and now to other international markets. The company is called Weber House, and we are working to import a select range of cachaça, and I'm confident it will be a popular drink all around. Another very popular drink which has found a huge acceptance worldwide is Caipirinha, a cocktail made from cachaça. Wines from Brazil was a new for India, and as I mentioned before, you need to set sights on new shores. So we took a step forward to tie up with a wine manufacturing company called Miranza, who produce quality wines, including Brut, their sparkling wine. The prices are very reasonable and cater well for the middle income group in this country. New World flavor is in an old framework. Now, I just want to give a little bit of stats. India ranks 77 in terms of wine consumption in the world. The country accounts about 1% of the total wine consumed in Asia as compared to China, which accounts for 62% of the market. India's wine market is currently equal to around 200 people sharing one bottle, but it is likely to grow at a projected 22% in the next 3 years due to the rise in domestic consumption. Now, the rise in domestic consumption over the years has been the middle income group, which is the big factor in India. If people can afford to buy wines, you see it, and the quantum is increasing because of the middle income group. Next thing I would like to share is in 2015, the wine sales were about 5.8 billion cases. The wine industries have witnessed a compound annual rate growth of over 25% over the last 5 years. The Indian wine market currently stands at 11.6 billion liters and expected till 2019 to 13.5 million liters. Now, these are just a few stats I was sharing in connection with our relationship with Brazil, because Brazil, as sense, is not a traditional wine producing country, but you need to offer new portfolios to your customers, to your clients. You see, traditionally, the new wines were from France, Spain, Italy, moved to America, California, went to South Africa, you see Australia and New Zealand, it's spread all over, including the CIS countries like Georgia, who are exporting wines. You see, Brazil traditionally, no, but now, yes, they are starting to produce good quality wines, which have a certain market share, of course, small now, but it's increasing over a period of time, and the pricing is excellent because we are looking at table wines, which is largely consumed, not talking about reserva or vintage, you see, because the middle income group in this country consumes basically table wine, normally good table wines, and Brazil is on the table with such good wines and at a very reasonable price. Taking into account, we are paying the highest duty in the world on alcohol beverages, which amounts to 160%, plus depending upon the state in whichever, whether it's Maharashtra, which is the highest for VAT, for excise, followed by Delhi and other places. So the in terms of the actual customer when he buys that bottle is high. So we need to source, the basic price of these wines or liquor or any other alcohol, whether Scotch whiskey. So the price is just right, which takes into account these huge taxes which the government has imposed on us. We have no choice there, and the VAT which has to be paid. And recently, Delhi government has increased the VAT by another 5%. So the idea is to source at places, where you can get a good amount of wines at a good price at a very decent quality. The next, our relationship there with cachaça, which is a very popular drink there with sugarcane. It's very popular in Brazil, in South America, in America. Now it's with in Europe with the bars. There it has become very popular. And Caipirinha, which is a product, a drink, a cocktail, which is made from cachaça, is very, very popular. So we're trying to get that to India, you see, ready to drink. It's in bottle. It's a cocktail which you just need to add some ice and have it for the younger crowd, the younger generation. So, it's at an affordable price. So this is what we are looking at to, develop a relationship with Brazil. The embassy has been very kind. The ambassador, the diplomats from the embassies have been very kind that they have really helped us. The companies in Brazil, unfortunately, because of the COVID, so things had to, stagger and, things were held up, which was for everyone all over the world, not only us, everyone was affected, including the Brazilian companies. So we are looking at taking it forward. You see, not only looking at these two, we're looking at there's another health drink. Which is a powder for. It's a protein powder which they've developed, and it is made only from the produce from the Amazon jungles. It's an Amazon in product, and it's very, very healthy. There is no chemical to it. So that's the step after the beverages, and then we're looking at other things also. Our relationship in terms of tourism, which of course is not the discussion on the chat right now. We're looking at the food and the beverage sector. So we're seeing other products with them, with the help of the ministry, their food and processing ministry there, which is helping us for this. The embassy is helping us for this to source. We are spreading to other people, that you need to go and go to Brazil. Brazil is not only the carnival at Rio; it has a billion things to offer. You see, and it's a bilateral thing. We need to be shipping to them. Also, we have a lot of produce which products which are in demand in Brazil. So we need to kind of balance our trade between both the countries. And I'm sure with the effort which is being taken, we have CI which has taken a huge step, and they've been helping out all of us to promote, and sort out our problems and to take things forward. So I hope this platform brings about more fruitful discussion on how Indian presence in Brazil can be strategized and vice versa. This includes important policy measures and the creation of institutional frameworks that enable a dynamic trade and business environment. It also includes tackling non-tariff barriers like connectivity, dearth of financial institutions, lack of awareness, lack of regular political and diplomatic engagements, and visa issues, among others. But for the visa issue which is mentioned, I'm mentioning it now, there is no problem as such. The embassy, there is no restriction. You need to travel. If your documentation is in order, you are issued the visa. I would like to thank the Inter-American Development Bank, the government of Brazil, and all institutional partners in organizing this important event. Finally, the business persons present in this webinar represent one of the critical sectors of cooperation between India and Brazil, and I hope you will all find this platform helpful. I'm confident that the partnership that will be formed through this platform will strengthen economic engagements between our countries. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Singh. And now we're going to have a few words from Mr. Aravid Krishnan, who's the head of Latin America for the Confederation of India Industries, our partners in the event.
Hello, everybody. Good morning, or good afternoon, and good evening for people in India. I will try to speak a bit in Portuguese so that you will be able to easily understand. And I believe there are a lot more people from Brazil here, so let me try to speak in my Portuguese. My name is Arvind. Eu trabalho com Confederação Indiana de Indústria. Confederação Indiana de Indústria, vocês sabem, é igual a CNI de Brasil. Somos 125 anos de idade, somos uma entidade não governamental, também somos sem fins lucrativos. A gente sempre interage com várias pessoas de governo, as organizações, a indústria da Índia, as entidades fora da Índia também, em elaborar os planos, elaborar compatibilidade e ajudar o negócio. A CII tem mais que 300 mil membros indiretos e mais que quase 9 mil membros diretos. E temos quase 70 escritórios na Índia e 10 escritórios fora da Índia. A Confederação Indiana de Indústria também tem 9 centros de excelência que ajudam a indústria indiana e indústria estrangeira para melhorar e aprimorar suas práticas. E também temos mais que quase 400 parceiros e parceiros de MOUs fora da Índia, em vários países. O CII sempre ajuda as empresas em levar delegações para vários lugares e também organizamos vários eventos online também. E gostaria de agradecer agora Banco Interamericano de Desenvolvimento e também os outros organizadores como a Apex Brasil, o governo do Brasil, e todas as outras instituições para apoiar esse evento e organizar. Muito obrigado.
Thank you so much. And now we have a question.
Mr. Singh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So we have a question from a user who's asking what kind of certificate a supplier needs in order to export cachaça to India.
All right, there's no particular certificate as such, as long as your product is endorsed by the ministry there, for your food and beverage or the food processing ministry. So there is no particular certificate for liquor as such. You can ship, and as long as it is under the consideration of FSSAI, that is Food and Safety Standards Authority of India. You see, the labeling on the cachaça and the wine, which is like international, certain requirements are given which have to be printed on the labels, and we will ensure that wherever we get our products, we give it to the supplier so he has those details printed on the labels.
Thank you, Mr. Singh.
Thank you so much.
Actually, to add, sorry, Marga, one little question actually from me. We have a few users, a few people connected from other countries as well, not only Brazil, and people have been also commenting that maybe Aravind, you could later say a few words in English about the work the CII offers to the whole region. We have also some people who didn't understand the Portuguese part. Sorry, everyone. We just say a few words in Brazilian. because the event is mainly taking place in Brazil, but we, of course, are gonna do the same in English as well to all of you. My other question is actually, uh, is it the same for other kinds of beverages as well? Considering we have people from other countries and maybe some typical ethnical beverages from other countries in the region, do they also need certification? Is there any kind of beverages that would need certification?
Pardon, could you just repeat that, please?
Of course. Thinking about other countries in Latin America, about other beverages that other countries would supply, is there any kind of specific beverages that would need certificates, like wine maybe? We have great producers of wine in Latin America, or
No, no, no,
liquor
no.
in Colombia.
There is no particular certificate which is needed. It's basically the requirement of FSSAI. I've just said, like we're getting sangria from Argentina. You see, it's ready to drink in 1 liter Tetra packs. We'll be getting it. It's got stopped now because of COVID, but there is no particular specification. It is what is required is like what are the ingredients. Now, a wine is grapes. You see, there is no other ingredients in a wine. It just says in vats and bottled, and so is the sangria. So there is no specification from any country from South America. It's same all over the world, So it's just what is required by the Indian government from the FSSAI. So if we have that correct, the labeling is correct, there is no problem for importing and for them to export.
Hello, everybody. My name is Arvind, as you all know. I work with the Confederation of Indian Industry, and I'm responsible for the Latin America and the Caribbean desk here. The Confederation of Indian Industry is a non-government organization, and it's also a not-for-profit organization. We work closely with government on policy issues. We also work with the industry, thought leaders, and we help the industry and businesses to be more competitive and also more business opportunities in the market. CAI, as we call it, it's 125 years old. This year we are celebrating the 125th anniversary. We have close to 9,100 members, direct members, and 300,000 indirect members from across India. CAI has close to 70 offices in different cities and states in India. We have about 10 offices outside India, like in France, Germany, USA, UK, and Singapore, and other countries. We have close to 400 counterpart organizations or partners outside India who we have signed MOU with, and the organizations that work very closely with CAI in 133 countries across the globe. And in India, CAI serves as a point of reference for the Indian industry and for the international business community as well. In addition to this, CAI has also built Center of Excellences. We have 9 Center of Excellences. These Center of Excellences help the Indian industry and, of course, the international industry too.
And by step by step, and then try to strategize and see what's best win-win situation for everyone.
Room in India and in the Indian market or the Caribbean room?
To market for their products for India from Caribbean.
Yes, specifically room.
Well, you see, India is a market for any good product. Whether it's from Latin America, from Caribbean, from anywhere in the world, if the product is right. Now, I'm sure he's referring to rum to be exported from Caribbean. And if he's looking at it, yes, India is a good market.
Mr. Rajveer, he is asking which are the ports in India that you would recommend?
Oh, ports in India, lots. You see, because most of the goods come in to the west coast. We have the Navsheva port, which is there, where huge amount of imports which come in, on the western sector. We have ports, ports Kolkata, we have the Haldia ports, we have Vishakhapatnam down out, but the goods coming in from Caribbean or it's the GNPT, that is the Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust, and the Nasheva port. So these are both on west, and they're the idle ports to ship. Yeah.
Do you see any market that is not being attended to efficiently? That is also a market
Which
of
one?
win-win to the clients and to the supplier?
Sorry, you're talking about the market here, because
Yes.
that is not being attended to efficiently. Are you asking that?
Yes, and the user asks if you see a market of win-win for both clients and suppliers.
Oh, I think the market is good. There is no problem. There's, it's supply and demand, and the relationship is how you work together and how, you sort things out. So the market is there, and there is no such ambiguity there, regarding the relationship as far as what I've understood about the question, because your voice is breaking up very badly on this there. So any other question
Yes.
which you'd like to ask?
Damian for Argentina asks, question for Mr. Sinch. Do you think is there room for the packaging decoration industry in your territory?
Packaging industry
Yes.
in India. So the people from Argentina, they want to export the packaging industry here.
Yes, that's right.
Well, you see, India is strong in the packaging industry by itself. There are a lot of plants all across the country where the packaging industry. But yes, if the prices are competitive, if it suits the market as far as the viability is concerned, yes, why not?
Great. Well, thank you so much for all that you teach us today, for this great overview about the India market. Thank you so much for everyone that connected, and I invite you to stay connected in our medias, Connect America. I'm gonna give you right here the right places you can know all the things that we're doing, and we hope we can see each other in another opportunity. Thank you so much, and you have a good day, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Singh.
Later today, we have at 3 p.m. time, we have CCX indirect export. Thank you, Mr. Singh. It was a pleasure.
My pleasure.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Arvind. Bye.
Thank you. Thanks for organizing this
Thank you.
great event. Thank you.
My pleasure.